Okay, keeping with the Pilsner theme, I'm going to take a look at a can of Saskatchewan Champagne. This one is Molson's Old Style Pilsner beer. It was originally brewed in 1926 in Lethbridge, Alberta. Since it's become extremely popular out west in Western Canada. And he's also later on become a popular beer, and this is a sponsor of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. It's got a reputation of being Saskatchewan's beer. The beer itself has images on the front of the can, even though it is kind of an ugly can, to be honest. But it says, it's got all kinds of pictures of Western culture. It's apparently that's the House of Lethbridge on the top, which is where it was first brewed, I believe. Brewed after the famous formula House of Lethbridge, according to their Wikipedia entry. Anyway, and of course it's got a biplane, old car, and a horse and buggy, and a train going through the mountains. Apparently this was originally brewed in Alberta and Vancouver, Western Canada, but the can itself says Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, Moncton, St. John's. So I'm willing to bet that my can came from Moncton or something. So maybe it's not absolutely authentic, but whatever. Okay, so let's give it a look. It's pretty much Canada's first true, maybe Pilsner style beer, considering that even Labatt Blue beer that calls itself a Pilsner originated long after this came out. Anyway, a bit of pour there, and a nice fluffy head, gratuitous head. Look at that. Bubbles are quite fine. That actually looks like it might stick around. Have to take a look in a few minutes to see if it's still there. Anyway, color-wise, it's kind of like a light golden, it's like a yellow straw color with a golden hue to it. Color-wise, looks quite a bit like what Rickard's did. Rickard's Blonde. Appearance-wise, it's pretty well the same. It looks like a nice beer. Carbonation looks like it's the bubbles are moving slowly up the glass. Very nice looking beer. Let's give it a sniff. Okay. A lot of people refer to Molson as a macro beer company because they are. Along with that, typically their beers don't normally have a huge amount of smell. A Pilsner style beer is supposed to have a fair bit of hop aroma with it, as well as being a clean finishing beer. That head's really nice and dialing off into a pillowy kind of appearance, but there's almost next to no scent. There's faint hints of hoppy, grassy notes in the aroma, but the aroma's not very present at all. Like in Warsteiner and in Pilsner Urquell, that aroma just kicks you in the nose. It's there, very apparent. This one here, you have to dig for it. But it's there. It's just faint. And what is there is fairly decent. It's just it's very faint. You have to really stick your nose in the foam almost to get to it. Maybe faint hints of corn in the smell as well, but mainly just a grassy kind of hop, slightly metallic maybe. Let's give it a taste. The hop flavor's faint,
the hoppy taste, the hoppy bitterness kind of melds with almost like a sourness. It's almost like hits your back of your tongue like it was sour. And there's definite hints of grains and corn in the aftertaste. But in a pleasing way, something that's not going to really make you sick, but something that you could easily drink. That grassy kind of hop flavor carries and lingers a bit in the back of the throat, but I find that it's not so much a bitterness sting as much as it is a hoppy, like almost like a sourness, like a citric acid kind of sourness. But again, that is faint in general. Mouthfeel wise, it's actually a fairly like medium to light beer. What's the ABV on that? 5%. So it's roughly equivalent to like your typical lager, but I find it that it's like a typical Canadian lager. Sorry, I find it kind of like a medium to light body, but it's very crisp, perhaps a bit watery. And it finishes somewhat dry. I mean, there's still traces of wetness left over after you swallow, but it does finish dry, and that's nice. So, give me a few more minutes, and I'll come back with a verdict. Okay, I'm back with the final verdict on this beer. So now that I've had a chance to finish off this can and save for the last little bit, I find that it actually is a nice, gentle drinking beer. That sourness that I reported earlier kind of fades into like a gentle hop bitterness as it goes down, and it's very pleasing. It's a nice light drinking beer, and it's a very satisfying beer to drink too. And I can't blame people of Saskatchewan for taking it under their wing, because it's actually pretty good. As for authenticity to the Pilsner style, it's not exactly quite comparable to it. The taste isn't all there, but at least they got the mouthfeel and the appearance right. Is it a good beer? Yeah, it's good. All the power to you if it's your favorite, because I find it decent. As for me, I'm going to give it a rating of 3 out of 5. That's my final verdict, and you got it here on Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Talk to you later. Bye.